Stuart Varney. Guy who pretends to be smart from Fox News. No surprise there. He's got something to say about, I think it's AFL-CIO union leader, what's his name, Richard Trumka, I believe his name is. Yeah, let's listen to what they have to say, and then we'll break it down.
All right, gobble gobble, it's that time of year again. Stuart Varney putting his top economic turkeys on the chopping block. Hey, good morning to you, Mr. Varney. Let's start with number 4, Richard Trumka, turkey.
I hate putting harsh labels on
Well, you're doing it.
But Mr. Trumka deserves it. I'm very sorry to say this. He deserves it for the use of one word. Richard Trumka said, it's time the rich start to pay their fair share. Is he ignoring the fact that the top 1% pays 40% of all income taxes? Since when do we start paying
Well, like
fair
Paul
share?
Krugman, he probably would like rich people to pay 91%.
As a matter of fact, you're right. That's exactly what he thinks.
Because he stole it from poor people.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen this theme on Fox News? The poor rich! Let me explain something to you guys, okay? The rich are the most persecuted group of people ever. I feel so bad for them. Richard Trumka, he's such a bully. These guys are serious. He cites one statistic, which is the most utter misleading statistic I've ever heard in my life. Number one, I don't even know if it's true. Number two, even if it is true, it disregards a gigantic other piece of the picture. Right? So let me read you some actual statistics about the top 1%. Let's see here. The top 1% captured 93% of income gains in 2010. But poor them. The bottom 60% of the American public, the bottom 60%, their total net worth doesn't equal that of Forbes' richest 400 people. So more than half of America doesn't equal that of the richest 400. In ancient Rome, the top 1% owned about 16% of the total wealth in the country. In the US, today, they own 40%. We have more income inequality than ancient Rome had. In 1980, CEOs made 42 times the average worker, right? Now, some people on the left might hear that and say, that's unfair, right? That's completely unfair. Everybody should get paid the same for the work they do. I actually disagree with that. I do believe in capitalism. I believe in a regulated form of capitalism. But, okay, 42 to 1. It's still a pretty hefty difference, right? It's hard to make the case that somebody is legitimately worth 42 times more as a human being than somebody else in terms of a dollar value. Well, that was 1980. Today, they make 380 times more. Half of America owns 0.5% of America's investment assets. The top 1% owns more than 50%. Guys, I can go on all day. I have so many of these statistics. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 just on this sheet of paper. This was just from a quick Google search, clicking the first fucking article that came up. Does Stuart Varney not know these things? Of course he knows these things. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's paid to defend the rich, protect the rich, and pretend like they're the persecuted ones. Think about how ridiculous that notion is, just at face value. Putting aside digging in deeper and finding out what's actually going on, just at face value. The idea that the people who have 2 swimming pools, 8-car garages, 3 houses including a summer home in the south of France and one in the Hamptons, people with yachts and Maseratis and Lamborghinis, and all these guys who probably have more money than they can spend in multiple lifetimes. And these guys on Fox News go out there and, oh my God, President Barack Obama wants to raise their taxes from what it was under Bill Clinton, 39%, up from the 36% it is now. How unbelievably unreasonable is raising taxes on the richest people in the country by 3%? It's hard to believe that these guys actually think that they're making an intellectual point when they say things like that. You have to believe it's more a function of just our corporate overlords pay us to protect the rich, so that's what we're going to do. And also, by the way, I saved my favorite statistic for last. This is one that was so ridiculous, I didn't even believe it at first. The top 1% owns more financial wealth than the bottom 95%. Now, you might hear that and say, whoa, you know, that I'm not so sure that's true, right? Do yourself a favor, Google it. The first article that'll come up will be a PolitiFact article. Michael Moore said this a while ago. PolitiFact looked into it. What was the ranking? True.